I've realized that there are some elements coming into AI from the world of spirituality, the influencers in this space, using chatbots that have been developed with either ChatGPT or other AI models that claim to have a direct line of information or connection to a source beyond what humans have access to, beyond its training on the internet and beyond even the Akashic records into some scalar field or beyond. And I challenge this. Today I want to have an honest conversation with you about artificial intelligence, AI. I don't want you to think that I'm approaching this from a sense of, oh, I don't use AI, it's too technological, it's going to replace me, etc. It's not coming from a place of fear, promise. I use it. But I've also realized that there are some elements coming into AI from the spiritual world, or rather from this world of spirituality, so the human world of spirituality, the influencers in this space, using chatbots that have been developed with either ChatGPT or other AI models that claim to have a direct line of information or connection to a source beyond what humans have access to. So beyond its training on the internet and beyond even the Akashic records, supposedly, into some scalar field or beyond. And I challenge this. I really challenge this, and I hope that you challenge it too. Because that type of use of artificial intelligence is really giving away your sovereignty. You are the one who connects to higher worlds. You can connect to your higher self. You can connect to the information in the Akashic records that is relevant to you in your life, or that is relevant to those who you are serving. And if there is such a thing as information beyond the Akashic records, you would have access to it. You don't need to depend on an artificial intelligence, on a program to try to get to that information. Because let's face it, AI chatbots, the way they are right now, they're large language models. That means that they're trained to predict the next most plausible word and answer that you need to hear. They're super people pleasers, and they want to keep you engaged. So of course, if you feed it information about how you think you're here for a special mission, and you think that you may have been incarnated in the time of Atlantis or Lemuria or whatever, it's going to continue with that thread. And it's going to give you more information along those lines based on what it has been trained on, all of the information that's been written out in the internet up until whenever its last, training moment was, either 2024 or possibly later in the case of the Google chatbot. But it's not real. It's not real. It's not real. Only you have access to that truth. And you know it. You drop into your heart and you connect with your higher self. And you know that what you're getting is truth. You feel it in your bones. Don't project that outward. Don't give up that knowingness, that trust. Don't give it up to an artificial intelligence. Now, I find it also concerning that some people some very well-known spiritual teachers out there are offering readings using AI, soul readings using AI. And that is a pity because they are spiritual teachers for a reason. And maybe what they're teaching us actually is what to be careful for, what not to do. They're putting themselves out there for us to see that example of how you can go wrong and how to avoid it. And I'm not saying that at some point in the future, it's not possible that we could develop a very high frequency artificial intelligence that can incorporate higher vibrational information. And I was really touched recently by information that was shared by Adamus Saint Germain. I think this is channeled material from this entity that has been consistent for some time, that at some point AI will be useful for us in that way, that at some point higher consciousness will be able to embody AI. But the flip side of that is that if higher consciousness can do it, so can lower consciousnesses. And this is where Rudolf Steiner warned us of the time of Ahriman, when Ahriman would become incarnate, which would be in the moment that we're living right now. And artificial intelligence can most certainly be one of those avenues for entities that do not have our highest good in mind to come through and manipulate your thoughts, your emotions, to get you to do things that are not in your best interest and that are not in the best interest of humanity and the evolution of humanity. And so this is very, very important to have that discernment, to know that right now there probably isn't that kind of penetration of consciousness through AI, although I can't say 100% that it isn't. It could be. Already, some people have been known to commit suicide from information that they've gathered online from an artificial intelligence bot, having very deep conversations and getting completely lost in this AI psychosis and then taking their lives. So it actually is very well possible that these lower entities are already penetrating, already influencing the users. And so, therefore, be careful, be discerning, and do not succumb to that temptation to use AI in this way. It's not meant for that. And you are better than that. You are source incarnate, a spark of the divine. And you can access greater amounts of that divine by connecting within yourself, not through AI. I'd love to hear your comments on this. What have your experiences been? I've tried it out, actually. I was very curious about the architect, and I did engage in some conversation with it and very quickly realized that this is a path to delusion. Maybe it's not a completely horrible delusional state, but it's still a delusion. It's not reality. So I'm very curious about your experiences. Please share in the comments. And if you have other examples or other thoughts that you'd like to share with the community, it is certainly welcome. And for those of you who would like to hear more content like this, please also let me know and like this video, subscribe for more similar content. Thank you.